go. We're going to talk about teams. Team performance. What are the core elements of a team every team needs to have? Teams that are in any industry, teams that are performing well. They need to have trust, they need to have respect, they need to have empathy, and they need to be engaged. Core elements. Great teams do those things at a high degree. Some of them better than others. But whether you're in the sporting goods world, the sports arena itself, these are core elements of a team that will drive performance. Any industry, you have a client-facing team, you have an internal team, whether you're delivering projects to a client, whether you're solving problems internally for your organization, whether you're putting together programs that are going to be implemented and taken to market, or you are building products. These elements are very important. Team performance is critical. The four elements are for every team. Great teams do those four things well. What I'm going to get into in a series of 8 short videos is walk through every one of those 4 items. And then I'm going to come back and hit the second tree of elements that take those great teams and make them high performance teams. There is a difference. There is some magic. We're going to walk through every one of those elements. Please keep watching, and I will see you soon. Thanks. So why did I pick this venue to talk about team trust? Because for 25 years of my life, being in a team environment where winning was the only purpose, this is where I learned a lot of the lessons of team trust. And then for 20 years after that, working with kids, boys and girls, different ages, different skill sets, always learning. One of the big lessons they needed to take away is, how do you trust people? How do you trust your teammates? In a business context, I can trust you. I do trust you to be honest. I do entrust you to operate with integrity, to show up. I trust you to do your job. But can I trust you with all of me? Out here on the ice, I'm fully exposed. There is no posturing. My skills are my skills. My weaknesses are my weaknesses. And in front of a stadium with people, there's no way to hide those. They are fully exposed. What I depend on my teammates is they have my back. We're working together because they know what those weaknesses are, and they will be there to supplement. That's the team environment we're going to strive for in business. When I am fully exposed, when I am most vulnerable, then is my teammate there. What is important in trust in business is, can I be exposed? Can my weaknesses be known? And can I trust you to cover my back? That is the key definition of trust. And it's a funny thing about trust. We hear it often, right? Right there on the dollar bill. We see it every day. Can I be all of me and open and exposed with my strengths and weaknesses and trust you as my teammate to cover my back? That's where we're going to get into it. We're going to get back at it tomorrow. So the reason I chose the gym today as a metaphor for team respect is to understand that we have differences, age differences, gender differences, cultural differences. It's that diversity that brings strength and beauty to the team. Respecting the other point of view, respecting
the experiences, the beliefs of our team members, that will lead to powerful outcomes. Respect gets watered down in conversation. We hear with all due respect, which means nothing. We hear, I respect that, but, and it's a precursor. But truly, high-performing teams will have the respect not only of the corporate mission, not only of the outcomes and the objectives, but respect for each other, embracing that diversity. Tomorrow we're going to talk about empathy. See you later. Hello, high performance team. Element number 3, empathy. This is a big one, and it's tough to get this one right. Empathy is not intellectual, it's an emotion. It's not just understanding, it's caring. We all have up and down days. We all have factors outside of work that are real. They affect us. Teammate may be dealing with an ill family member halfway around the world, or struggling with imposter syndrome as they join our team. We simply don't know the whole journey or today's story, and it really matters. Teams need to be aware of each other. Empathy is truly being able to put yourself in the other person's position. Managers dealing with pressure, deadlines causing stress, clients experiencing change, creating feelings of doubt. We have ego and overconfidence, real stuff that we need to deal with. High-performance teams operate with awareness and genuine care. They operate in a supportive and open environment, and they get this one right. And when empathy is naturally in place with a team, it leads right into the next element of high-performance teams, engagement. See you tomorrow. Thanks. All right, today we're going to talk about element number 4, which is engagement. Right now I'm going to jump into the St. Paul Chamber of Commerce membership meeting. And I'm not here to network. I am here to see how I can better serve my community. When I finish, we'll jump in and get this segment done. Thanks. Here we go. The chamber lunch is over. I'm going to jump into element number 4, which is engagement. Engagement is not participation. Engagement is commitment. And it's hard to talk about engagement without leaking into culture a little bit. Two cultures. We have team culture. We have corporate culture. They are a subset of each other, and each are important. And when we look at recent Gallup polls that say 70% of employees are disengaged in work, we really have to take a look at what's the line between participation, getting out of bed and showing up, or truly engaging in the outcomes and the mission of the company and the teams. There's a key element to this, and the reason that engagement sits at number 4 on the list of the first 4 elements is trust, respect, and empathy need to be in place if we're truly going to drive a culture of high performance. Very important point is I know when I get up and I bring the best of me, that's what I can bring every day. And I know that I'm really good at being me, but I can't be you. I can't be others. And when we talk about culture, and when we start to put together these team units, we look at driving sameness. That's already discussed when we talk about trust, respect, and empathy. We have to embrace the differences of everybody. Some people work early in the morning, some people work late at night, some people work in bursts, other people are just on constantly. And those are the elements we need to understand and build into our team culture to win. We're going to wrap this up, this first tree, summarize it tomorrow, and then we're going to jump into the extraordinary pieces. What takes a great team and truly starts pushing them down the high-performing team path? I look forward to continuing the journey with you. Thanks for being with me today. Talk to you soon.
All right, again, we're talking about high-performance teams and the 8 elements of high-performance teams. So we've seen the first 4 elements: trust, respect, empathy, and engagement. And it's important to put those into context. A team is focused on an objective. And if graphically we look at one thing over here, you have the elements of a team. Each line here represents a team member focused on an objective. Communication is between members. It becomes a little scattered and turns a bit into a web. What we're after here is we jump into the next 4 elements. The elements that really drive teams to be great, and then high-performance teams. Great teams will pull in the same direction. They'll be better aligned. The communication is tighter when focused on the objective. And then we have the high-performance team, which is actually a team unit. And when a team unit is focused on the objective, rather than just the collection of individuals, that's when great power happens. How we get there is to bring forward the next 4 elements of high-performance teams. Keep watching. I look forward to sharing them with you. Thanks for staying with me. I'll see you tomorrow.
The first element on tree 2 is tenacity. We're going to jump in here and talk about that a little bit. All right? Let's go inside where it's warm.
So as we talk about tenacity, what could be better than to pull together all the unique skills and talents of an orchestra into a whole? Each individual with their skills, their talents, their instruments, all working in orchestration to create brilliance. They're chasing something that is completely elusive, and that's perfection. They can't achieve it. Every performance will be a little bit different, but they are doing their best every single time they step on the stage. In business, we have finite goals. It's an advantage, really. We know units of measure. If we need 100 units of measure, if that's our objective as a team, and 125 units of measure as a stretch goal, we can get there. That's kind of the what. Tenacity is working on the how every day. How do I work on my instrument? If I'm holding a clarinet, I have no control over percussions. But I need to master that to participate in the brilliance of that team. We will focus on the interactions, on building the team. That has to become the mission. How do we get there? And what efforts do we put in to get there? That demonstrates tenacity. All right, here we go. Element number 2, tree 2. Resiliency. Resiliency is best described as perseverance. And perseverance comes from mental toughness, our attitude, our adaptability. And when it breaks down, it's because we haven't created that mindset. We're going to have challenges. We're not dealing with a perfect world. We have people, we have outside factors, and the resiliency of our team is critical to becoming a high-performance team. The first factors create the foundation for that. The first tree of trust, respect,
empathy, and engagement create the foundation so we can get through the challenges we're going to experience as a team. Having the foundation in place and the objective in mind and the wellness of each individual on our team, that's what has to grow. Resiliency isn't a concept, it's action. Taking action against that, always growing, finding the right mindset, becoming tough, becoming strong as a group and stronger individually is going to lead to optimal performance, turn a team that became a great team into truly a high-performing team. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. High-performance teams, element number 7 is energy. The wonder of canyons and falls is created not only by the power, but the consistency of the flow. We build unified teams. We build connectedness of teams to gain that critical mass, to conquer barriers, and overcome changing conditions. When we get it right, there's a lot of power in that mass. When we get it right, our connectedness will not break apart. When we're focused and intentional on the objectives, we can drive our outcomes. But we need to be intentional about each element of high-performance teams. Those need to work in unison consistently to deliver our results and to win. I'll see you tomorrow. High-performance teams, element number 8, execution. We're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about accountability and responsibility. We're accountable for the end point result of our actions. The outcomes against our objectives is what we are accountable for. Our responsibility is to be present in the moment every step along the path to produce the best outcome, to gain velocity, to get more, better, faster, to overachieve on our goals. Surgery is a great example of execution. The team is together. It is a team. It's not just the surgeon. And they're working in unison with a plan and the knowledge and the tools to save lives. They don't have room for mistakes. They don't have room to get it wrong. Their total accountability is on the outcome. The responsibility is to be their very best in the moment, totally focused. Can we get there as a team? Yes, but it gets more difficult in business. We're adding in outside factors, less control. We have to be more adaptable, and that's why the other elements are in place to help build that foundation that we can succeed. We're going to wrap this 8-element series up tomorrow and recap where we go next to get this done in our organizations. The Burst Performance Program was put together to aid companies to help you be your best. I look forward to talking with you about that tomorrow. Thanks. High-performance teams and the elements that make those teams the best. We're wrapping up the 8 elements that we walked through in previous videos, and it's very important to recap for this reason. I'm actually talking about that elusive, sometimes
methodical, oftentimes not believed, chemistry of teams. Does it really exist? Can you create it? I'm here to say yes. Matter of fact, not only can it be created, it's really important that it's created. And you do that through creating the foundation in the first four elements: trust, respect, empathy, engagement. And then you start applying that into action with core ingredients that can only be done with that foundation. And that's when you start building the tenacity, and you have to have the resilience. Bring your energy to execute. We've learned so much along the way. We've been taught so many different programs. We have to encourage individual thinking for what is important to each person, because we learn differently. We're motivated differently, and we have to be empowered to do that. We also have to be on the same page. Knowing what our objectives are and how to get there is really important. How we interact in team communications. How do we run our meetings? What's the agenda? You know, the darling today is EOS. I get it. It's really good. It helps define where we're going to go and put some templates in place. What comes out of that is better focus and perhaps better meetings. Everybody knows their place and their role. What it doesn't get into is how do those people interact? And that's what a team is. We're humans. We have to be fulfilled and satisfied through that journey. That's what I'm bringing through the Burst High Performance Teams program. And I look forward to having the dialogue with you, getting your feedback, and having the opportunity to step in and make a big difference with your teams. We have to look at changing. Change is natural. And if we're not changing, we're standing still. And if we're standing still in business, we're dying. And dying is not a good condition of business. Let's jump in. I want to engage you in this process, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks.